Hello and welcome to Life with Randy and Grace, LIFE, Living in Full Expression. So, we've been in a series kind of about home and heart. And today we're talking, I don't know, maybe it's a little more serious, maybe more serious for me, home as a sanctuary. So, my husband is
You
very,
think this is more serious than retiring?
yes, I do. I do. I think it's much more serious.
Okay.
My home is very, very serious to me. So Randy, likes to button things up. So he found on Chat GPT a definition. And it says home as a sanctuary is a mindset that means that your house becomes more than the place you live. Well, I've always felt that way.
You
I
have.
don't care if I'm in
You have.
an apartment in Manhattan or in, a 5-bedroom home. It's the same thing. It's a space, it says, that restores you, it protects your peace, supports your well-being, a place where you can make the world be more quiet and you can get to breathe. I definitely think that my home is that for me, and it has always been that, whether I was living in a shoebox in Manhattan, and it's very hard to get me out of my home once I'm in my home, which
Really?
is which
Duh.
is why moving was such a big deal. But yeah, I think home is a safe place. I would hope that everybody has a home that's a safe place.
I think this thing really took off during COVID. I think
Oh,
when people couldn't get out, I think people, started, let's just make our home the entertainment center and where we really have fun, we hunker down. And I think it just exploded during COVID. And I think it did for us a little bit. So we started doing more with the home. And, I like to play golf. I bought and put a putting green in the backyard so I could, so we could do more stuff at home. All that being said,
yeah.
you know me, I think the key word in life is balance. And
Not planning?
well, planning's pretty hot there too. But balance, I love the home being a sanctuary. And we've done a lot to make it really not comfy here, entertaining here. However, I don't want to get it like we've already done, where you never want to go anywhere because you love your home, so you don't want to travel. So I
Well,
think balance, no matter how nice your home is, I still like to travel. I think you would be okay with never getting on an airplane again or a long drive.
well, that's because these days you're exactly right. I hate airplanes, and we've been so many places. But I don't think that that is necessarily the point of home being a sanctuary. I think people who travel, who
Whoops.
are away all the time, still want their home to be a sanctuary. So I don't see that they're on the same page. Home being a sanctuary, whether you're traveling 6 months out of the year or 2 weeks out of the year, the point is when you get home, that it's a safe place.
I agree, but I don't think you saw my point on the balance. With somebody like you love your home so much, you never want to go anywhere. That's the point. So, can a home be too nice? I'm not sure. Anyway, moving right along.
Anyway, when I have friends, which reminds me, I do have a friend moving into a home. Um,
What kind
I,
of home?
what do you mean, what kind of home?
Well, when people say home, they might mean older people move into a
Oh,
home.
no, no, no.
I was trying to clarify.
Well, even if that were the case, I would still give them this gift. Um, there is, I don't know if you're familiar with Psalm 91, but it's a psalm of refuge and protection, and I always give it to everyone in the form, actually, kind of like a bookmark, um, and just to hang in your closet so that you know that your home is always protected. I think that it's a very, very important thing. Scripture hanging inside your door, either a decorative one or just something quiet and private, to put in your home as an umbrella of protection. Anyway,
So, how do you make a home a sanctuary? What do you do? How do you go
well,
about it?
okay, first we'll just talk about kind of the natural physical things, and I do think that keeping your home neat and easy to navigate not having a lot of what other people might call, I don't know, clutter. You have to, things have to be peaceful around you.
Organized might be a good word.
Organized is a good word. Yeah. I mean, it's like when I'm in the kitchen, okay, if I want the kitchen to be peaceful, because it's not necessarily peaceful for me, because I'm not like someone who absolutely loves cooking. I cook, but if I'm going to cook, I actually have to clean the kitchen first, because I can't start cooking unless everything's in its proper place. So yeah, I think organized is a good word. I think if your home is neat and organized, so that you can find what you need to find. If you are living in a place where you don't know where anything is, that is not peaceful. Right?
Well, you're good at that. We both are. We don't want to go to bed with the kitchen dishes in the sink, and it's messy when you wake up. We tend to
Right.
clean it, but stay up to get it at least palatable before we go to bed.
Well, I do that even around holidays. Like for
Especially around holidays.
Thanksgiving dinners, I don't want to wake up to a mess on that table or in the dish, in the sink. Yeah, I like to have things cleaned before I go to bed and cleaned before I go out of the house, so that when I walk in, it's not
I like that. That's good.
right. So
That's
yes, so I think if we're giving our tips, tip number one is a little bit of organization and just knowing where things are. Keep it peaceful.
And kind of a neat and organized house. Not overly do it. Balance, but don't let it get messy. You don't have to
Heaven
plan.
forbid it's like this.
We're going to do a whole podcast next time on decluttering, so we won't get into that today. That's also part of this, but that we just a whole nother podcast on that. And I can't wait for that one, because I want to talk about Christmas on the decluttering episode, because we don't have a lamp or a table in this house that doesn't have a Christmas decoration on it.
Well, that's not true.
You're amazing. It's beautiful. And you do most of the work, but I've never seen so many decorations in my life.
Okay, we'll do a whole thing on
Right.
Christmas, but yeah, I do it, and I do it for 2 months, because I'm not doing all that work and taking it down in 4 days. So there you go. Anyway, okay, so tip number one, organized and neat. Tip number two, building little comfort zones. I would call them little meditation areas or prayer places. When I get up in the morning, I like to go to my sofa and sit there with my scriptures or my Bible or my devotionals. So you have to have some little space. For some people, it might be out in your garden, because that's what you like to do. Or some people, that safe space could be your kitchen. That could be your comfort zone. So it just depends what your particular drive is, what you like to do, and that there's a place where you might make it the crossword table or the jigsaw table.
No, it wouldn't be that. But I think this is very important. I need my own comfort zone where doesn't tell me how to decorate it. I mean, I have to have my own space. I used to have a man cave. I loved my man cave, and that got to be my space, and I could decorate it, and I could put in there whatever I wanted to without my little helper helping too much. So in this house, I don't have a man cave anymore, but I have my office, which is where we are right now. And so I get to put on the shelf what I want to put on the shelf, do what I want to do, decorate it, and I feel very comfortable in here, and it's mine.
Yeah.
So it even has doors where I can close the doors.
Let's not go there.
But I think it's
He
not.
told me I could have an office, only guess what? It has no doors on it.
That's true, but it's the biggest room in the house and the best view. You have she turned the living room into her office. She has a great office, best view, biggest space, and she wanted to install doors, and the ceiling is 12 feet tall. And I said, no, it's a little expensive, and try to resell the house, and you got 12-foot doors. I didn't think that would work.
Well, anyway.
But hey, so I violated. I was trying to tell you what we could do and not do in your space. But this is a little different when it gets into megabucks.
Anyway, Psalm 9, verses 9 to 10 tells us the Lord is a refuge for the oppressed and a stronghold in times of trouble. But to me, this verse really points to home as a place of refuge and safety. And of course, with the Lord as our ultimate protector. So having that little space that's yours, that you can do what you want, decorate how you want, and retreat there with a cup of tea
Or a bourbon.
cup of coffee or a bourbon is a nice thing to do. So tip number 2, create your comfort zone.
And maybe more than one. Like I kind of
Yes.
have the backyard and I have my office.
Yeah.
So
And sometimes different times of year, the light comes in a different way. And sometimes when you get a new puppy
please.
and he wakes you up
The terrorist
in
is all
the
over
middle of the
house.
night,
Every
go to
night.
your comfort zone. Okay.
But we turned a bedroom into a little TV room where we like to watch different things on TV. I like a lot of sports. She doesn't like the sports. So I can go and have my own TV and watch things, and she does the main den and kind of watches her stuff there. It really makes the house very comfortable. Come to think of it, this is pretty important when you have your own space.
It is. It is. I think it's very important.
That's a good one.
Okay, so what else about making a home a sanctuary that did you find on your little AI
Oh, you were
venture?
gonna come up with all this stuff because you don't do any planning. Why are you looking at my list? It's pretty important. I did a list. You
I
like that,
asked
right?
you a question.
I planned. You like that, right? If not, just wing it. What else is important to you? Put you on the spot like a planning lady.
I'm not even receiving any of
Yes,
that
you
today.
received it.
Okay, so sanctuary, per your list, per your plan,
Ooh.
is also sensory. So what does that mean to you?
I put it on my list. It means nothing to me. I don't like sensory. I don't like smelly things in the house. Like put the lilac.
True.
I'm not that kind of a.
I like
I'm
aroma.
A smelly person.
You are smelly. No, I like aroma, but what you do like is lighting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you create
I
not
love the
only on
lighting.
not outside, but on the outside. He does a lot of great lighting, and I have to say, and some kitchens have or rooms have under cabinet lighting and over cabinet lighting and in the ceiling lighting. And I tend to just put one light on, but he'll go through and put all those little lights on. It's very nice. And it's nice when you have guests over too. Like the other night when Stephanie was over, I just wanted to keep a low light on so she would, be able to find her way in the dark. And yeah, so I think
I love the light, even in the kitchen. If you have the under counter lighting can really set the whole mood
Right.
or
And
tone.
it-
Make it a nice environment, or if it's too bright, it's blaring or not enough light. Lighting, I love lighting. You can do a lot of lighting. Not the smelling, but I like the lighting.
well, I like some aroma. That's why I like a live Christmas tree because it has an aroma. And I would definitely. I used to use a lot of scented candles, but he doesn't like that, so that one's gone for me. But the other thing that is sensory, which is part of why I love dogs so much, is I
You love
love
barking?
touch. I love touch. Oh, that too. there's an auditory for you.
I don't like that either.
But touch. So you might have fabrics like you might like velvet fabrics, or we just got a new throw for the sofa because we do have 2 dogs and they do like to jump on the sofa. I try to keep the sofa clean, so we bought a throw, and it's fluffy, and I find myself at night like touching.
You're the queen of fluff.
I love fluffy things.
Sometimes I wish I was hairy. I'd get more attention.
Well, you know what? I have a coat that's very furry. You should wear that.
Yes, I should.
I'd be petting you all.
You do love your fur.
I do. And of course, a lot of people, I don't use music as much But I
No,
do
you
like
don't.
music. I do like music in the house, especially sometimes in the morning. I do play some hymns and that kind of thing before Randy wakes up when I'm doing my other
Well, that could be nice.
devotionals.
And we also like dinner music.
And we like dinner
So we like to
music.
play music, like Italian food, play Dean Martin.
Right.
It's cool. We
And
like it.
even when we leave the house, I leave the Christian music on for the dogs. I want to make sure they're happy and protected.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Okay, so that was number 3. Okay, number 4. I love flowers. I love having flowers around the house. And I like real ones because they have an aroma. But I used to hate faux flowers, but now I love them. There's so many beautiful ones, and sometimes I spray them. Don't tell them.
I did not know that. With what?
Like they'll have different aromas, like rose or
Really?
yes. You have to get very close. It's not like overwhelming in the room. You have to get close to the flower to smell it. But I do that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't notice it, so no big
No,
deal.
I have noticed you sniffing the flowers a little bit. I didn't understand. An artificial flower is kind of weird, but okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
So anyway, so that's a way of, I guess, bringing nature into your house. So whether it's flowers, plants. A lot of people love plants. We don't have a lot of plants. We don't have any plants.
Well,
Really.
we love plants, but we don't have a
Outside.
lot. Well,
We don't-
we like them inside, but most of them are artificial because when we travel, nobody has to come water it and take care of it and all of that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, outside where it is, we have a nice yard, but inside we like plants, so we have artificial plants, with tree all over the
Right,
place,
right.
but we don't have to water them. That's what I like about them.
And we get
And
a
they
lot
don't
of
smell.
yeah. And we have a lot of good lighting. I mean, natural light.
Yeah, which I like. I like a lot.
We had so much natural light come in to a closet that it it faded his
I
pants.
put on a pair of pants the other day, and I didn't realize. And she says, "What did you get on your pants?" I said, "Nothing." It looked like from the front one leg, half was darker brown and half was lighter brown. Faded from the sun, looked horrible. I didn't realize it.
Yes.
So,
So yes, getting some light can be a nice thing too.
tribulations.
And
of
when we
life.
we're near the beach. I decorated with seashells.
What does that have to do with?
It's
just the
bringing the
atmosphere?
natural. Yes,
Oh, I
it's
see.
atmosphere.
Bringing the natural.
Bringing the nature into the house.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that was tip number 4. Tip number 5. Do you have rituals?
No. The only ritual I have is coffee in the morning is a ritual. I love my coffee in the morning.
That's a ritual.
And other than that, I don't know. You have more rituals than I do.
That's true.
I don't have any
I do my
rituals.
coffee in the morning, prayers in the morning. Sometimes little trainings with the dogs in the mornings when they wake me up.
Which does absolutely no good.
Well, it doesn't matter.
That's
It's
a
a little
sideline.
ritual. And dogs love their rituals. They love their routines.
We spent $200 for dog training for our new Aussie puppy. And after 6 weeks and $200, he won't even come. I call him, he won't even, and if I have food, he'll come. But I just say, come for a pet, he will not. What a wasted dog training. I'll never do dog training like that again. The dog won't even come.
He's very cute. He's
He's
very
a terrorist is what he is.
cute. Well, he's still a puppy.
He is.
And
He is.
unfortunately, he'll be a puppy for another year. So,
Or 2.
but definitely, yeah, rituals are tip number 5, things that really anchor you to your home. And one of the things is we like to go to bed at the same time every night. That's a ritual for us. And then we read in bed before we go to sleep. So we have little rituals. We do.
Well,
Some-
one of the things we do, we always are very, show gratitude for what we have, no matter what it is. We've lived in smaller houses and bigger houses. That doesn't matter. But we always are thankful for what we have. I think that's
Yeah,
important.
that's very important. Yep.
Probably a scripture about that.
Well-
Probably on the tip of your tongue.
Psalm 4, verse 8.
I don't know.
In peace I will lie down and sleep, For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. And that's very important to recognize that
Yes.
God does keep us safe, and trusting in Him for our security and rest in the home. It's really a good thing. Okay, well, how do we protect that?
Well, like, this is funny. We try to set boundaries for peace, for noise. We have a little bit of road noise here, not much. We picked the house where it wouldn't be right on top of this kind of interstate-like road we have over here. So, but we try to keep peace in the house. It's very difficult these days with all the barking from two Aussies. So we got bark collars, which seem to be working fairly well. Now, we don't shock them, but they ring a bell and vibrate, and that's enough to get their attention. I love
rings a
them.
bell.
So we have a little more peace and quiet around here with less barking these days, which I like a lot, except during a thunderstorm, and forget sleeping or anything else if it's thundering. Speak of the devil.
That was a dog. But I think it's important also to be able to say no to some things or people that come to your home. You need to protect your home. So not every person necessarily has to come to your home. You can meet some people on the outside, if you want to stay friends with them or whatever and have lunch. But sometimes bringing certain people
What do you
in.
think they're going to do? Tear the house up?
No, argue.
Oh, from the noise.
No, well, from the protect your peace, there are certain people
Well,
who
that's not
really
only
drain your energy.
Yeah, and that's not only protecting the home, that's protecting your own
Protecting your
solitude. There's
peace,
certain
right?
people you don't want to be around.
Right,
Not
because-
many, but there are some that
Right.
you don't want to be around because for whatever reason. So it's you have to say no
You have
sometimes
to say
to
no.
those people.
Right. That's-
Which you didn't used to be good at, but you're very good at it now.
Well, we do grow and learn and progress. Never get perfect, but
But
Yeah.
Protect your peace, noise, whatever. I don't know what else you can do. All the things we've talked about. Have a comfortable spot. All of that protects your peace.
I think you need to laugh a lot at home.
What? I think you need to laugh a lot everywhere.
Well, that's
What does that have to do with the home?
Because if you're
You ever walk in the house and just start laughing? No.
speak for yourself.
Our brains work a little differently.
Well, I think things that make you laugh, like the dogs, how I will stare at them and laugh for hours. Or, I keep a lot of mementos around, like
So,
cards and things. Like people will send me a thank you card, and I'll keep it up, and it'll make me smile. Or, in fact, I was just doing Bible study this morning, and Connie came over. You'll have to meet Connie. She is the queen of declutter. But I had some Christmas cards out, and she picked up one of the cards, and she said, "Oh my God, Grace, this is from your mom." And it was. And my mom's been dead for a long time. She's passed a long time ago. But I like to keep things like that. So I have.
well, that ties into the next tip is surround yourself with meaningful things, not just stuff, which is
Right.
what you do. And that's nice.
Yeah.
Like cards and like what else?
And photos.
Photos.
Some people I
Photos.
know friends who don't have any photos in their house. They have lots of artwork, but no photos. But I do. I like photos of my family and friends and
Well, photos.
my dogs. I have pictures of dogs
The dog Hall
here
of
and
Fame.
now, and we have a little dog hall of fame for those who used to live,
Excuse me.
and I love them.
But I think photos are great. But it's really warm. You see, your family, if they passed away or not, or even the dogs passed. You see them, you have fond memories. It's great. Grace is great at this. She even, when I shouldn't tell all our secrets, but when we have family visit, she will change the photos in the bedroom that involve them when they're staying with us. And I think that's a very
Right.
nice touch. I'd never heard that before you, but that's nice that you do that. You keep the photos and put them out depending on who's visiting.
Right.
Even friends.
Even
do that.
friends.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
So Well, I think that, I think scripture teaches us that, that since we are the temple of the Holy Spirit, that extends to our homes. We make our homes, a welcoming place for our friends and family.
Yep. That's where we started for us as well, that as a sanctuary, it's a comforting place to be, a nice place to be, a place you enjoy, a place you're thankful for, no matter how much it costs or whatever. Just make it yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's very important.
Proverbs 14, verse 1. The wise build their houses, but the foolish tear them down with their own hands. It's the importance of building your home on a wise, faith-based foundation. So I definitely, you never know. You open a drawer, you might find a scripture in it if you come to visit.
That's true.
It's true. It's just true. So I don't know. I think that
That's good.
some of my
What you
friends,
think?
yeah, thank you, honey. I'm going to smack him one of these days, right live on air. But one of the nicest compliments that I've ever gotten is when a friend tells me that our home is very welcoming. And even, it's not highly decorated. I insist on doing all the decorating myself. And like I said, I'll use pictures rather than, we don't have an awful lot of artwork. But yes, we just like a comfy, cozy, welcoming atmosphere.
Yes, and to sum it up, that's very nice, and you all the tips, make it very comfy, make it a sanctuary, but don't get to the point where it's so nice you never want to go anywhere else. Balance. I'm not sure which is more important. I think balance is more important than planning in my hierarchy of things that are important. So there.
Okay. Well, we'll end with Ephesians chapter 3, verses 16 to 19. Christ may dwell in your hearts through your faith, and may you be rooted and established in love. So we want to connect our faith, our love, and Christ dwelling into every portion of this home. So if you have other suggestions, if you have tips or you have ideas, contact us. Send us an email and let us know what your thoughts are. But anyway, I hope you will join us again for our next LIFE, Living in Full Expression. Thank you so much.